Once upon a time, in the country of Yemen, there was a king who was very justice and kind-hearted. The kingdom was peaceful and prosperous. One day, the king decided he wanted to hear a story he had never heard before. So, he announced that anyone who could tell him a new story would receive a golden elephant as a reward. People from all over the kingdom came to tell their stories. They told all sorts of interesting tales, but the king always said, "I've heard this story before." Disappointed, the storytellers would leave. They tried everything from stories about birds outsmarting hawks, to turtles racing hares, to elephants climbing trees, and even fish surviving in the desert. Yet, the king had heard them all. Gradually, fewer people came. In a village in Yemen, there was a young man named Arslan. He heard about the king's challenge and decided to try his luck with a new story. When he reached the king asked, "Young man, do you have a new story for me?" Arslan humbly replied, "Your Majesty, I don't have a story but a truth to share." He continued, "Before you, your father was the king. And before him, your grandfather ruled this great kingdom. During your father's wedding, your grandfather borrowed some golden utensils from my grandfather, who was a great merchant. These included 7 golden pots, plates, spoons, and other items. After the wedding, your grandfather forgot to return them. My father's situation isn't good right now, otherwise, I wouldn't ask for the utensils back. Perhaps your grandfather mentioned this to you?" The king quickly responded, "I've never heard this before." Arslan then said, "In that case, your Majesty, please give me the golden elephant." The king, impressed by Arslan's cleverness, was happy to award him the golden elephant. If he had claimed to have heard the story, he would have had to return all the golden utensils. So, he said, "I haven't heard this." See, children. Arslan wisely got the golden elephant from the king.